She said, "You never surprise me anymore. Where's the romance?" I replied, "Fair criticism." Then I surprised her by having her stuff professionally packed while she was at brunch. The moving company's text confirmation was the romance she deserved. Original post. 32 male. Need to get this off my chest because honestly, I'm still processing everything that went down this past month. My girlfriend Vanessa, 29, and I had been together for almost 3 years. Lived together for the last 18 months in my condo that I bought 2 years before we met. She moved in gradually, first a drawer, then a closet, then suddenly half my place was hers. Things were good, or I thought they were. About 6 weeks ago, we're having dinner at this Italian place I'd made reservations at 3 weeks in advance because it's impossible to get into. I'm talking she'd been dropping hints about this restaurant for months. I finally scored a table, took her there, ordered a nice wine, the whole deal. Halfway through the appetizer, she puts down her fork. "This is nice and all, but like, when was the last time you actually surprised me?" I blinked. "Oh, right now? You've been talking about this place forever." She sighed like I was missing the point. "No, I mean really surprised me. Something spontaneous. Romantic. You're so predictable, Derek. Everything's planned. Where's the passion? The excitement?" Try to defend myself. "I planned this specifically because you wanted." "That's exactly what I mean. You plan. You don't just do. You never sweep me off my feet anymore." The rest of dinner was awkward. She kept scrolling her phone while I sat there feeling like crap. On the drive home, she was texting someone and laughing. When I asked who, she said, "Just my friend Brianna." Whatever. Went to bed in silence. The next few weeks, she kept making these comments. "Oh, another weekend at home. How thrilling." Or "Wow, takeout again." So spontaneous. Everything dripped with sarcasm. I tried. Made breakfast in bed one Sunday. She complained the eggs were runny. Bought flowers randomly on a Tuesday. Gas station flowers? Really? Set up a movie night with her favorite snacks. We literally do this every week. Nothing was good enough. Then last Monday happened. I'm working from home, and she comes into my office around noon, all dressed up, going to brunch with Brianna and the girls. "Don't wait up. We might do some shopping after." "Cool, have fun." She paused at the door. You know what? Brianna's boyfriend surprised her last week with a trip to the coast. Just packed her bag and whisked her away. That's what I'm talking about. That's romance. That sounds nice. Yeah, must be nice having a boyfriend who actually tries. She left. Door closed. I sat there for probably 10 minutes, just staring at my monitor. Something clicked. Not anger exactly. More like clarity. See, what Vanessa didn't know is that I'd been planning something for our 3-year anniversary next month. Already had plane tickets booked for a long weekend trip she'd been wanting to take. Cost me $2,400 for the flights and resort. Had all set up, but sitting there after that comment, I realized something. She wasn't unhappy because I wasn't romantic. She was just unhappy. With me. With us. And probably already had one foot out the door based on how much time she'd been spending with Brianna and the girls lately. So I made a decision. If she wanted a surprise, I'd give her one. Call my buddy Trevor, who runs a moving and storage company. "Hey man, weird question. Can you pack up someone's belongings professionally? Today?" "Sure, we do that all the time. Estate cleanouts, storage preps." "What's up?" Explain the situation. He was silent for a second, then, "Bro, that's cold. I love it. We could be there in 2 hours." Next call was to my lawyer buddy, Austin. Explained that Vanessa wasn't on the lease, wasn't on any utilities, and asked what my legal standing was to remove her belongings from my condo. Technically, if she's not on the lease and you're the sole owner, you're in the clear as long as you don't damage or withhold her property. Give her reasonable access to collect it and you're golden. I document everything though. Perfect. Trevor and his crew showed up at 2 p.m. 3 guys with boxes, tape, and labels. I show them what was hers: clothes, toiletries, her desk stuff, her decorations, everything. Told them to be respectful but thorough. They worked like pros. By 5 p.m., everything Vanessa owned was packed into labeled boxes and loaded into Trevor's truck. He was storing it at his facility until she picked it up. Charged me $850 for the service. Worth every penny. I changed my doorknob to one that required a different key. Took 15 minutes with a screwdriver. Her old key was now useless. Then I sat down and texted her. Hey, did some thinking after your comment earlier. You're right. I never surprise you anymore. So here's a surprise. Your belongings have been professionally packed and are in storage at Trevor's company name. You can collect them anytime Monday through Friday 9 to 5. The address is address. Your key won't work anymore. We're done. Good luck with Brianna's boyfriend. Sent. Then I blocked her number, turned my phone to airplane mode, and made myself dinner. Chicken stir fry, if anyone's wondering. Actually pretty good. Around 8 p.m., I turned my phone back on. 73 missed calls. 60-something texts from various numbers. Vanessa had apparently borrowed phones from her entire brunch crew. The texts were something. Derek, what the FCK? This isn't funny, let me in. You can't do this. I'm calling the cops. You're insane. My stuff better not be damaged. And my personal favorite. This is not the surprise I meant. Yeah, no shit. Didn't respond to any of them. Did screenshot everything and saved it to a folder Austin told me to keep, just in case. Slept great that night. Best sleep I'd had in weeks, honestly. Update 1. It's been a week, and holy hell, the entitlement is next level. So obviously Vanessa tried coming to the condo that first night. My doorbell camera caught her showing up at 9:30 p.m. with Brianna and 2 other women I didn't recognize. She tried her key, realized it didn't work, then just started pounding on the door and yelling, Derek, open this door right now. I watched from my phone, volume off, while eating ice cream. They stood there for maybe 20 minutes. At one point, Brianna tried to be the voice of reason. Maybe we should just get your stuff tomorrow like he said? No, this is MY apartment too. He can't just kick me out. Except it literally wasn't her apartment. Never was. She never paid rent, never signed anything, never had her name on a single document. But facts don't matter when you're mad, I guess. They eventually left when a neighbor threatened to call the cops about the noise. The next day, Tuesday, I got a call from an unknown number. Answered out of curiosity. Derek? This is Patricia, Vanessa's mother. Oh boy. Hi, Patricia. What in God's name is wrong with you? Throwing my daughter out like trash? Where is she supposed to go? She can go wherever she wants, Patricia. We broke up. Her belongings are safely stored and available for pickup. She has no place to stay. You can't just abandon her. She's a grown woman with a job and friends. I'm sure she'll figure it out. This is abuse. Financial abuse. Had to laugh at that one. Patricia, I never controlled her. Finances. She has her own bank account, her own income. I just stopped providing her with free housing. That's not abuse. That's called breaking up. She loved you. She was going to marry you. She spent the last 6 weeks telling me how disappointing and unromantic I am. Doesn't sound like love to me. She started yelling about how I'd ruined her daughter's life. I hung up. Blocked that number too. Work got interesting Wednesday. I'm in software development. Work remotely most of the time. My manager Denise calls me for our weekly check-in and opens with, So, got a weird email this morning. Someone claiming to be your girlfriend's friend, saying you're going through a mental health crisis and might be unreliable for the next few weeks. My blood went cold. What? Yeah. Signed by a concerned party from a burner email. Obviously, I deleted it, but wanted to give you a heads up someone's trying to mess with you. I explained the whole situation. Denise, bless her, just laughed. So your ex is mad you actually surprised her. That's rich. Don't worry, I got your back. If any more emails come through, I'll forward them to you. Might want to document this stuff. Already was. Added that to the folder. Thursday was when Vanessa finally went to get her stuff. Got a notification from Trevor that she'd shown up at 10 a.m. with a U-Haul and 4 people. She signed for everything, checked all the boxes, and left. Trevor said she was crying the whole time and kept asking if she could have my number to talk. He told her no, that wasn't his business. Good man, Trevor. But here's where it gets stupid. That evening, I get a text from a number I don't recognize. Hey, it's Brianna. Look, Vanessa is devastated. She knows she messed up. Can you please just talk to her? She's staying on my couch, and it's really hard for her. I stared at that message for a solid minute. The audacity. Replied, not my problem anymore. She wanted passion and surprises. I gave her both. We're done. That's cruel. She made a few comments, and you destroyed her life. I removed her from my home that she never paid for after she spent weeks complaining about me. That's not destroying a life. That's ending a relationship. She's an adult. She'll survive. You can at least help her with first/last month's rent somewhere. She can't afford that right now. I actually laughed out loud. Absolutely not. Not my responsibility. Wow. She was right about you being cold. Blocked. The weekend was quiet. Caught up on some gaming, cleaned the condo, enjoyed the space. Everything felt lighter without her energy there. Then Monday morning, yesterday, I get an email from some budget lawyer's office. Subject line: regarding illegal eviction of Vanessa, last name. Oh, here we go. Opened it. Bunch of legal-sounding nonsense about unlawful eviction and tenant rights and demanding I pay Vanessa $5,000 for emotional distress and displacement costs, plus allow her to move back in immediately. Called Austin. Sent him the email. He called back 10 minutes later, barely able to talk through his laughter. Derek, this is the funniest thing I've read all month. She has zero case. She was never a tenant. No lease, no rent payments, nothing. She was a guest who outstayed her welcome. And emotional distress? Please. So, I don't need to respond? I'll handle it. Going to send them a very polite letter explaining reality. Should shut this down quick. He sent his response later that day. Very professional, basically said, Vanessa was not a tenant. All her property was safely stored and returned. Derek acted within his rights as the property owner. Any further frivolous legal threats would result in us pursuing legal fees. Haven't heard back yet. Betting we won't. Found out through mutual friends that Vanessa's been telling everyone I threw her into the street with nothing and destroyed all her belongings and trapped her financially. None of which is true, but you know how it goes. People believe the story they hear first. The friends who actually know me asked for my side. I explained everything. Most of them got it. A couple said I was harsh, but admitted they understood why. Lost a few acquaintances who bought her story completely. No big loss there. Right now, Vanessa's apparently still on Brianna's couch, applying for apartments, but struggling because, and this is according to the gossip chain, she never built up savings because she didn't need to while living with me rent-free. Consequences of choices, turns out, are real. Update 2. 3 weeks since the surprise, and things have escalated in the dumbest ways possible. First, the apartment drama. Vanessa apparently applied to 6 different places and got rejected by all of them. Why? Because her credit score is trash. Never knew this, but according to a mutual friend who's still talking to her, she has like $15,000 in credit card debt and a collections notice from some medical bill she never paid. This shouldn't be my problem. Wasn't my problem when we were together. She handled her own finances. But apparently, it's now become my fault. Got a voicemail last Tuesday from Patricia again. She found my work number somehow. Left this insane message about how I ruined Vanessa's credit by kicking her out without warning, and now she can't find housing. The mental gymnastics required for that logic is Olympic level. Didn't call back. Didn't inform my office manager about potential harassment, and they blocked that number from the company directory. Wednesday was when things got properly weird. Got a message request on Instagram from someone named Brianna's boyfriend. Remember him? The super romantic guy who whisks her away on spontaneous trips? His message, hey man, can we talk? This situation with Vanessa is affecting my relationship with Brianna. I accepted the message out of pure curiosity. What situation? Vanessa being on our couch. It's been 3 weeks. She's not looking hard enough for places, and Brianna feels bad kicking her out. I need my space back, bro. Can you two work something out? The nerve. We're broken up. Where she lives isn't my concern. Come on, man. Just let her come back for a month while she saves up. No. You're really going to be like this? She's struggling. She's an adult with a job. She could get a roommate situation, rent a room, move back with her parents. Not my problem. Cold, dude. Real cold. Blocked him too. Then Thursday surprise. Vanessa showed up at my work building. Like physically showed up. I only know because security called me. Hey, Derek, there's a Vanessa here saying she needs to talk to you. Says it's urgent. Tell her I'm not available and she needs to leave. Watched the lobby camera feed from my desk. She stood there arguing with security for 10 minutes before finally leaving. Sent them a thank you email and a gift card for coffee. She tried again Friday. Same result. Security was less patient the second time. That weekend, Austin called. Got something interesting. That lawyer Vanessa hired? Sent another email. This one's threatening to go to the media about your abusive behavior. The media? Yeah, like local news is going to care about a bad breakup. But here's the thing. It's not coming from the lawyer. He dropped her as a client. This email came directly from Vanessa using his old email chain. Can we do anything about that? Already sent a cease and desist about impersonating legal counsel. That'll shut it down. She's panicking. Derek, grasping at straws. Sure enough, no more fake lawyer emails. But Sunday night, I got the weirdest contact yet. A Facebook message from Vanessa's aunt, Helen, who I'd met exactly once at a family barbecue 2 years ago. Derek, I hope you don't mind me reaching out. Patricia told me what happened, and I want to get your side because, frankly, the story doesn't add up. Finally, someone reasonable. I explained everything. The constant complaints, the impossible standards, the disrespect, the surprise I gave her. All of it. Helen's response, yeah, that sounds exactly like Vanessa. She did the same thing to her last boyfriend. Complained constantly until he broke up with her, then acted shocked and betrayed. I'm sorry she wasted your time. Appreciate you hearing me out. For what it's worth, Patricia knows the truth. She just won't admit her daughter's the problem. Vanessa's back living with them now, by the way. Patricia's already complaining about it. That explained why the pressure for me to take her back had intensified. She was back home, probably driving her parents insane, and they wanted her to be someone else's problem again. Not happening. This morning, Monday, I got one final text from a new number. Just said, I know where you work. Screenshot. Sent to Austin. He's drafting a formal restraining order request. This has gone from annoying to actually concerning. Also changed my routine. Different coffee shop, different grocery store times. Told my building security to not let her up under any circumstances. Not paranoid, just careful. The entitlement is what gets me. Like Vanessa genuinely believes she's owed something here. That I'm obligated to house her, support her, tolerate her disrespect because... Why? Because we dated? Because she needs help? She had 3 years of free housing. 3 years of splitting bills where I covered 70% because she was building her savings, apparently in a credit card debt. 3 years of me planning dates and trips and surprises that were never good enough. And the one time I surprised her with something she didn't expect, consequences, suddenly I'm the bad guy. Trevor called me Friday, said Vanessa had contacted his company asking if they'd made a mistake with the storage, if maybe some of her stuff was actually mine that got mixed in. Obviously fishing for an excuse to claim I owed her something. Trevor shut it down, said everything was documented, photographed, and she'd signed off on receiving it all. At this point, I'm just waiting for the next absurd move. Because there's always another move with people like this. They can't accept that their actions have results. Final update. 5 weeks since everything went down. Time for the final update because, honestly, I'm done talking about this. The restraining order got filed after that. I know where you work text. Austin handled it. Vanessa had to appear in court last week. Didn't see her there. My lawyer handled my side. Judge reviewed the evidence, the texts, the work building appearances, the harassment through multiple numbers, the fake lawyer emails. Granted a 6-month no-contact order. She can't come within 100 yards of me, my work, or my building. Her lawyer tried, arguing she was just trying to communicate about shared property. Judge asked what property. Lawyer had nothing. Because there is no shared property. Never was. Order granted. She looked pissed according to Austin. Good. The fallout's been interesting to watch from a distance. Patricia apparently kicked Vanessa out 2 weeks ago. Heard this through Helen, who's been keeping me weirdly updated. Apparently, Vanessa refused to pay any rent to her parents, stayed out late constantly, and threw a fit when Patricia suggested she get a second job to save money faster. I shouldn't have to work 2 jobs because Derek abandoned me. Patricia's response was reportedly, Derek didn't abandon you. He broke up with you. Get over it. She's now living with some roommates she found on an app, sharing a 3-bedroom with 4 other people. Not ideal, but that's what happens when you trash your credit and burn bridges. Brianna and her boyfriend broke up, by the way. Heard it through the same friend who was feeding me updates. Apparently having Vanessa on their couch for 3 weeks killed their relationship. She was constantly venting about me, inserting herself into their space, and Brianna chose loyalty to Vanessa over her boyfriend. He moved out. Now Brianna and Vanessa are roommates. That'll be a disaster within months, guaranteed. Work-wise, I got promoted last week. Purely coincidental timing. I've been up for it before any of this drama. But Denise told me part of the reason was how I handled personal challenges without letting them affect my performance. If she only knew those challenges were actively trying to get me fired. The condo's been great. Rearranged furniture, repainted the bedroom a color I actually like. Vanessa hated it, so I never did it. Got rid of some decorations that were never my style. Place feels like mine again. Been on a few dates. Nothing serious, just testing the waters. We're to be single again after 3 years, but also kind of nice. No one's criticizing how I plan dates or complaining about predictability. One woman I grabbed coffee with last week asked what happened with my last relationship. Told her the honest version. She complained I wasn't romantic enough. I surprised her by ending it. She laughed and said, "That's the most romantic thing I've heard in a while. You respected yourself." Different perspective than Vanessa's friend group, that's for sure. Got one last message from Helen yesterday. Vanessa's apparently dating someone new already. Met him at a bar 2 weeks ago. Thought you'd want to know, so you don't hear it through the gossip mill. Didn't feel anything about that. No jealousy, no vindication, just nothing. She's someone else's problem now. Poor guy has no idea what he's in for. Give it 2 months before she starts complaining, he never surprises her. The stuff I learned from this. 1. You can't win with someone who's already decided you're not enough. Vanessa could have had anyone planning that anniversary trip she never knew about. Instead, she had to complain her way out of a relationship. 2. Entitlement is a hell of a drug. She genuinely believed she deserved free housing, financial support, and patience for her constant criticism because we were dating? Wild. 3. Standing up for yourself will make you the villain in someone's story. Vanessa's out there right now telling people I'm an abusive monster who threw her out. Meanwhile, I gave her more housing stability than she'd ever had and ended it when she made it clear nothing would ever be enough. 4. Document everything. Austin said the restraining order was easy because I had screenshots, dates, times, witnesses. Without that, it's he said, she said. The revenge, if you want to call it that, wasn't some elaborate scheme. It was just stopping the free ride, stopping the tolerance of disrespect, stopping the relationship when it was clearly dead. The fact that she experienced that as cruelty says everything about her expectations. She wanted romance and surprises. I gave her both, just not the kind she wanted. To everyone who said I went too far, maybe, but I don't regret it. 3 years I'll never get back, but at least I'm not wasting year for listening to how disappointing I am while paying her bills. To Vanessa, if you're reading this, good luck with the new guy. Hope he's spontaneous enough for you. Hope he plans things, but also doesn't plan things. Hope he reads your mind better than I did. And to everyone else, trust your gut. When someone shows you they don't respect you, believe them. You don't owe anyone unlimited chances to treat you like you're not enough. I'm doing fine. Better than fine, actually. The condo's quiet, my stress levels dropped, and I'm not walking on eggshells wondering if today's gesture will be good enough. That's worth more than any relationship where you're constantly falling short of moving goalposts. Done with this chapter. Time to move on for real.